Sometimes I lose a book. At the moment, it's Sabriel by Garth Nix. I read the first chapter and was equal parts delighted and enthralled. And then I put it down. Somewhere. See, a problem very rarely considered is how Smaug, from amongst all those heaps upon which he slept, ever managed to locate a particular coin when he fancied giving one a rather specific ogle. It's probably here somewhere, just under another book, absent-mindedly abandoned atop a pile of Pratchett or buried beneath fastidious old maths primers. You wait. Prodigal novels generally return on their own. Every great adventure concludes with a homecoming, but after too long you grow frustrated. You're sick of grazing half-heartedly upon these tomes you simply didn't really want to read. You're going to have to journey out there after it. You scour the shelves to see if it's wormed its way back on, sneering disapprovingly at the idea that it might have placed itself in order non-alphabetical. You check it's not with the old books, or the new books, or those scribblings of books yet to be born. You check a past you didn't perhaps package it up so as to be a present for yourself later. That it hasn't been hidden under a layer of cards, post, playing and Pokemon, which were always kept at hand so as to play the part of the bookmark in the facilitation of the emergency bookstop. You check it's not inside a bigger book, or bundled with pocket dictionaries for languages you have the very faintest grasps of. You nose through mounds of books you don't really want to read, but will so as to appear literate amongst the crowds that overuse words such as dichotomy and discursive. It's not there. You pore over gluts of books you fully intend to read, you're most looking forwards to reading, as soon as life contains slightly less final exams, less hours at work, less very important articles on Tumblr. It's not there either. You grumble belligerently at the fact that so many of the books you come across are not the book you want, but merely books that needed to be bought so as to complete a series. Books that were going really cheap and were worth buying on the sadly unattained off chance that they might have been interesting. Or books that you have, in fact, no memory of buying, reading, or ever having even set eyes upon before that very moment. You wander afar, beyond the walls of your library, which now no longer manage to fully contain its girth. You delve into the abandoned recesses of your sister's room, in the knowledge that your parents, just to allow you the ability to once again in fact enter the 2x2 foot square space of room which may still reasonably be called a floor, the rest of course now sporting the name barely standing bookcase or simply bookmite, often sequentia whole genres of texts and filter them away to whatever storage space they consider reasonable. A word for which they have very loose definitions. Finding lost lexica these days is very much hampered by the fact that you're a child of two worlds now. You've taken a tentative step beyond the nest, dipped a toe in the chilling sea of academia, and to suit such frivolous activities have gathered up half your library and moved it some 200 miles to the left. As such, every search inevitably ends with the side exasperation that your particular lost book must never have boarded the train with you on September 1st, and you'll look again in a few months' time when your location once again reverts. Of course, what you'll cleverly forget is that you have in fact already danced this particular dance on at least 5 previous occasions, each time concluding it must necessarily be in the other place, and each time concluding that your previous self simply can't have looked hard enough. Eventually, you accept defeat. Of course, not complete defeat. You'll definitely find it again. One day. You won't buy another copy. You stalk off to a library. Clad in perspex and with heavily dogged corners, you finally nestle down, back into your story. The characters are still there waiting for you, just where you left them, ready to continue their adventures just as planned. Through much fuss and fluster, you've found an alternate portal by which to return to this world. And I can guarantee that as soon as you have, the very moment you once again settle into the narrative, you'll stumble across that lost book, in exactly the place you should have expected to find it.